The Cherokee National Holiday, celebrated annually over Labor Day weekend in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, commemorates the signing of the 1839 Cherokee Nation Constitution. This holiday marks a significant event in Cherokee history following the removal, also known as the Trail of Tears, and the reestablishment of the Cherokee government in Indian Territory. It's a vibrant celebration of Cherokee heritage, culture, and unity, attracting thousands of visitors each year. Osio Nagad, Jennifer Lauren Dagwado, Noksi Chalagi Gadi. We'll start today's show with remarks from Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Chuck Hoskin Jr. Then, Chief Hoskin will join me here on the couch for a Q&A. After that, Deputy Chief Brian Warner joins us from Tahlequah, where he will visit with Crystal Walters about all things Cherokee National Holiday. And finally, we are excited to have the oh-so-talented Desi and Cody here in the studio to play for us. And now it is my pleasure to introduce my friend and Principal Chief Chuck Hoskin Jr. for his remarks.
Osio, when Cherokees gather annually over Labor Day weekend to celebrate, it is one of the most meaningful and cherished events in our modern history. But the Cherokee National Holiday is more than just a homecoming. It's a testament to the resilience and strength of the Cherokee spirit. The holiday commemorates the signing of the Cherokee Nation Constitution in 1839, a pivotal moment in our history that marks the reestablishment of Cherokee self-governance after the immense hardships of the Trail of Tears. It stands as a solemn reminder of our ancestors' incredible will to rebuild and thrive as a sovereign nation. But this celebration is not solely about looking back. It's also about the future. It's a living testament to Cherokee culture, history, and values. Part of the weekend's tapestry is woven into the vibrant powwow gathering, the talent behind the quilt show and art show, the rhythms of the traditional music, and the celebration of ancient games like marbles and stickball that teach our children the ways of our ancestors. It's the foundation of the powerful State of the Nation address, which inspires us to continue building on our successes. The Cherokee National Holiday is a chance for Cherokees across the world to reconnect with their roots, their community, and with one another. It reminds us that we are a thriving people, built on a foundation of shared struggle and triumph. Whether you're celebrating in Tahlequah or joining us from a distance online, know that you are a vital part of this nation, living out the principle of Gadugi, working for the greater good. Together, we remember our shared past. Together, we celebrate the strength of our tribe today. And together, we envision a future where Cherokees continue to flourish for the next 7 generations. Wado.
Wado, Chief, thanks for joining me. Okay, so the Cherokee National Holiday is an amazing gathering for Cherokees and non-Cherokees, really, from across the nation. Tens of thousands of people come to Tahlequah. It really feels like a huge family reunion. People say that all the time, but I really do believe that. And so I want to know, why do you think that the holiday remains such a powerful and unifying tradition for citizens, both inside the reservation and from at large?
Yeah, absolutely. It is the singular event of the year, and it's what we sort of measure our lives, particularly those of us like you and I working in the Cherokee Nation in some capacity. We sort of measure everything about the holiday.
Yeah.
It is a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I think all of the effort that goes into it, making it an event that just keeps getting bigger and bigger, it's accessible to so many people. I mean, it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter if you can get to Tahlequah, you can be a part of something to do with the holiday. It's very inviting, as you say, for natives and non-natives. And so in that regard, that's why it's a really powerful draw and a powerful experience. I think and really hope that as Cherokees participate in it, that they'll reflect on why it's unifying in a historic sense. So it's not only that we can all share a great experience at the powwow with other tribal traditions, or that we can see traditional games, or we can be as part of the parade or the other events that go on. It's that it's really rooted in that time in history where we almost didn't make it. And the fact that we're still here is worthy of celebration. That's what the holiday is really about.
Absolutely. So, how does this annual homecoming, in your opinion, help strengthen our identity, particularly with maybe younger generations of Cherokees?
Well, that's the real focal point, I think, every year is to make sure it is accessible and inviting to the generation coming up. And I think as Cherokees feel themselves connected to the holidays, particularly the young people coming up, we've got another level of assurance that we've got a bright future, that Cherokees are connecting culturally as you come to the holiday, that they're connecting with the civic life of the Cherokee Nation. The elected officials are there, we're very accessible, that they're part of the excitement. But I also think it's going back to why we do the holiday in the first place. Let's remember that democracy is very precious. Precious. It's very precious today. It was sure precious back in the period of 1839 when we almost didn't make it, when we almost gave in to those things that divide us. I really worry about the generation coming up today. You know, I have a son and a daughter who are young, and they're part of this generation that's going to live in a century in this country in which I hope that the value of democracy is held dear, that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people is held dear. It needs to be. The Cherokee experience is very instructive to what's going on today, I think, because if people come to the holiday, they reflect back at what was going on in 1839. We almost gave in to what divided us, but we didn't. And by not doing so, by focusing on those things the Cherokees had in common, our history, our language, our culture, what was in front of us just to survive, and then what kind of future did we want? We focused on those three things, and we're still here today. You and I are in this wonderful studio that's part of Cherokee Nation. I'm going to go back to our capital here in a little bit, to our headquarters, and all of the things that we have now really came to a fork in the road at that moment. So I think young people just internalizing that a little bit, I think it can fuel them into a bright future as Cherokees. And I think we're unstoppable if we remember where we came from. And that's what the holiday's about.
Yeah, and I mean, as you were talking about that, it made me think of when I go to holiday, I kind of feel like you get recharged there. It's like you get all this energy from the community and the people around you, and it like recharges your battery. And then the State of the Nation is my favorite event because I feel like it also marks a moment in history, a moment in time, and hearing what's going on for our tribe.
Right.
Do you have a favorite event of the holiday?
Well, my favorite's always the parade, in part because for most of the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, I've been in the parade. I've had the good fortune of holding different offices, and you don't have to hold the office to be in the parade, but if you're in the parade because you're part of something official with the Cherokee Nation, you get to see the crowd all around, and everybody's so excited about the holiday. And all the other events are tremendous, but the parade really is this cross section of everybody,
Yeah.
and everybody's excited. And what you said a while ago about getting recharged, that recharges me, just seeing all the Cherokee people, our friends and families, up and down the road, just ready to get going.
Yeah, it does. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me,
Sure.
and we'll see you at the holiday celebrations.
Absolutely.
Now, Deputy Chief Brian Warner visits with Crystal Walters, Director of Cherokee National Holiday, about how to holiday. Deputy Chief?
Well, no, Jen. And OCO, everyone. This is Deputy Principal Chief Brian Warner here with another episode of Cherokees Wherever We Are. Today, we're here situated at the Cherokee Nation Cultural Grounds. I've got a special guest here to talk a little bit more about what is going to be happening this year in the Cherokee holiday. Crystal, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Well, it's that time again. We're here. We're starting to. You've already been planning though, right?
Yes.
Okay, I hope so. I mean, we're counting on you. This is a big effort. You've been doing a great job. And Crystal, in your words, what's the importance of the Cherokee holiday?
So the Cherokee holiday is our annual celebration to commemorate the signing of our Cherokee Nation Constitution in 1839. And it's really just more than that. It's a time for family to come back together. If they've grown apart and have moved to different areas, they all come back to Tahlequah and they celebrate and kind of do a family homecoming.
So getting started and looking at the Cherokee Nation holiday, we understand the meaning behind everything, and everything kind of kicks off in downtown, the capital of Cherokee Nation in Tahlequah. So tell me what we can let the individuals know what they can expect going on downtown to kick off the holiday.
So we'll start with the parade on Saturday morning. We probably have somewhere around 75 to 100 floats or participants in the parade. We have marching bands. We have floats from the different departments. We'll even have local businesses, maybe some of our sponsors, and along with that, Dennis Sixkiller translates the parade on his Cherokee Voices casting. So once the parade is over, that gives our crowd enough time to maybe stop at one of the food trucks on the Capitol Square, get them some refreshments, and then head their way over to the Peace Pavilion for State of the Nation that starts at 11.
You know, in parts of that State of the Nation, I know everybody wants to understand what they can expect. We'll have an MC, and then I get to give up. I always try to keep my remarks fairly brief and kind of set the table for Chief Hoskin to come in, and he always does such a great job at wowing the crowd and really telling what's going on in the Cherokee Nation. So I always want to encourage everybody, because sometimes the parade kicks that off, but it's kind of that hit of that gavel from the principal chief on that State of the Nation that makes it special that morning. You know, you guys put a lot together. I know one of the most important things for a lot of people are the traditional games in the holiday, and so can you tell us where people can find those traditional games?
So traditional games will take place Saturday morning at One Fire Field. And at One Fire Field, we will have cornstalk, chunky, blowgun, hatchet throwing, and horseshoes. We do stickball at Sequoia High School at the track, just because we need the space. And marbles takes place at the marble field out by the Heritage Center.
Just like that early morning, getting started and kicked off the holiday, downtown feels like the hub, but then the hub really kind of moves out by the complex to One Fire Field. So what else might be happening at One Fire Field?
At One Fire Field, we have 3 tents full of craft vendors. We have food trucks. We have the Kids Free Fun Zone. And then we also have our 2-night concert, Lollapalooza.
Okay, awesome. And that kind of carries on. Is that just Saturday, or does that carry into Sunday and
That's
so forth?
Friday and Saturday night.
Okay,
It's
Friday and
on-
Saturday night.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know that right there next to One Fire Field is a beacon of hope and light, Sequoia High School. For many, I love to call it affectionately a leadership academy for Native Americans, but there are a lot of fun things going on there. Can you tell me a little bit about what we might be doing over there?
So we have a basketball tournament that goes on Saturday and Sunday. We have our veterans lunch, which is Friday morning, and then they serve them lunch. And then we have our Elders Fun Day, so where they get to play bingo, which they love. We also do a cornhole tournament, and again, we have stickball at the track field, and then we have 2 weekends of softball at the ball field. So we start softball on the 22nd, and then we play all that weekend, and then we start again on the 29th and play all 3 days.
Well, that's a lot going on at Sequoia and everything, but hey, something that I know you worked on last year. It was the inaugural. It was the first year that we pulled this off, and you had a great team of individuals. Something else that's kind of brand new, but this is the livestock show, the junior livestock show, and then the bass tournament. So tell me a little bit more so we can fill the audience in on what's going on there.
So the livestock show takes place the weekend of the 22nd at the Cherokee County Livestock Arena, and it's for youth specifically. So it's a youth livestock show, and so that is the 22nd and the 23rd. And then we have the bass tournament, which is out at Chicken Creek, and that is actually the weekend after holiday. So that's actually September 7th.
Awesome. Well, at Chicken Creek, it was booming not just a few weeks ago with the Bassmasters and doing the Elite Series there. So I know a lot of people really enjoy the bass fishing. But last year I heard nothing but good about that livestock show, and there was a ton of participants. So looking forward to that this year. Kind of moving us along. So there are a lot of people associate the Cherokee Nation holiday with the powwow. I mean, we are situated with our beautiful powwow grounds here on the cultural grounds. Tell me a little bit more about this year's upcoming powwow.
So the powwow, as it is annually, it's Friday and Saturday. On Friday, we do registration, starts at 4 p.m. and goes until 6:30. And it's important for people to know that registration is in person only that evening. And we take a break, and then we do grand entry at 7. So on Saturday, we have the gourd dance. It starts at 2 p.m., ends at 5 p.m. And then we do grand entry again at 7 p.m. And we have added a second tent with craft vendors. So we now have two. We have twice as many craft vendors. And then we have food trucks as well. You know, we'll have two big bleachers out here as well. And those will be filled with people. But that's not all the people that will be out here. You know, they cover the outskirts of the arena lawn. It's a sea of people, I would say. We'll have an air-conditioned tent over here next to the people so that they can easily get to it and cool off. A vendor tent will be on this end. A vendor tent will be over here on this end as well. And I would say in the best shot, the best scene to me is the drone shots. And we'll have a big Jumbotron, you know, TV out here as well. So no matter where you're sitting, you will get to see all the live footage that is being recorded.
Well, and it is awesome too when all the tribal citizens start to join into the Inter-Tribal Powwow and you get that grand entry and you hear those drums. You know, I mean, no matter where the group is from, they all each get their opportunity and they participate. For me, one of the biggest senses of pride is how you mentioned earlier the veterans luncheon and everything, but the veterans get to come out here and they have a special part to play in that grand entry. But I'll tell you, Crystal, probably my favorite part of the whole powwow is the Tiny Tots. So when they get to come out there and I get to participate in that, I get to pick a winner. And I'm not going to give it away how I picked that winner. So in case people haven't been to the powwow and so forth, but bring those kids out. So, but thank you for painting us that picture here. Whether they're food vendors, where they have arts and crafts, we have a lot of our Cherokee artisans that come out. National Treasure is a part of this. So that thank you. Where else besides here at the powwow grounds can people expect to see some of those vendors, some of those arts and crafts so that they can help support those people?
Yes. So we'll start at downtown. Downtown is the Artisan Marketplace. We'll have vendors that cover the whole entire lawn of the History Museum. And then the Chota Conference Center at the Tahlequah Casino. We will have vendors in the pre-function area if you've been in there. And then that's also where we have the art show, the quilt show, the fiddlers contest, the youth choir concert, and I believe that's it.
So that's really exciting. And when I think about the Chota Center, I think about the Holiday Awards ceremony that we do to kind of kick those things off. And I feel blessed to get a sneak peek at all that great art and take a look at it. But when you're looking at the Chota in that area, that Cherokee Springs Plaza, what else can we expect there this year?
So something we did new last year was we moved the Children's Fishing Day to the big pond behind the casino because we were having some growing pains, which isn't a bad thing. We also have another art show. The Homecoming Art Show is at Cherokee Springs Plaza as well. We do the car show on Sunday morning, and then we end with our grand finale fireworks show on Sunday evening.
Now, this is where I want your personal opinion. I kind of look at you as the expert of the Cherokee Holiday. If it was my first time to come to the Cherokee National Holiday, from your experience and your expertise, what should I go do?
Friday night, go to the powwow. Saturday morning, go to the parade, go to State of the Nation. And then Saturday night, go back to the powwow if you can. I feel like Saturday night at the powwow is more exciting. Go see the bands at One Fire Field, the Lollapalooza concert, and maybe go check out some stickball.
Right on.
Stickball is a lot of fun to watch. I think one of the great things about Holiday is there is something for everyone, from our elders to our veterans, to our toddlers, to our youth. That's what makes it even more special and inclusive and brings everyone together.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, there is so much here to do. I think it's such a variety that each and every individual that comes here, I think sometimes they have a booklet that you guys put out, so they've got an idea, but they're always surprised at what they didn't know. And that's really what's special about the holiday, is uncovering another layer of traditions, culture, and a Cherokee way of life.
So parking and traffic is always an issue at Cherokee National Holiday, and so something we provide is a shuttle system. I highly recommend that you get a parking spot at One Fire Field and shuttle to the powwow or shuttle to the Chota Conference Center, and then you can always come back to that one central station and get in your vehicle and go home for the evening.
Absolutely. That's one great way to mitigate a holiday headache right there, is to join into that shuttle system and do that part. Well, thank you guys for providing that. I know that's a great help, not just to our elders, but to the kiddos, to the moms and dads that are out there worried about the logistical issues that can come about, because we're talking about possibly hundreds of thousands of people. Well, and people need to remember, the weather always plays a role in the Cherokee Nation holiday. So I would say come prepared, right? I mean, rain or shine, we're going to continue these events, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, and also too, there's plenty of hydration stations all along this. So, you know, that one way I always say for people to enjoy is to be properly prepped and make sure. So that would be one of my suggestions. Somebody that's brand new, maybe put an ice chest in your vehicle, plenty of water in there, some snacks. You know, looking at all of these things, Crystal, this cannot happen without support. So who's our biggest supporter?
Our biggest supporter is Cherokee Nation businesses. We have several supporters overall, but they are our biggest supporter.
You know, they do so much, and I think that's very important for the people to understand how much that business arm does, because the stakeholders are the Cherokee people. And this is our event to show the world what we do, who we are, and how we come together. I love the Inter-Tribal Powwow because it brings other tribes in, and we just want to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward. So Crystal, tell us where they can find more about the holiday.
We have a website dedicated specifically to the holiday, and that URL is thecherokeeholiday.com. We also post our events on our social media. Our Facebook page is probably a really good resource as well.
And if there's one last thing maybe you didn't say, look into that camera and tell that audience what it would be.
I would say gather your family, gather your friends, and come check out the holiday.
Let's all join in and let's have a good time at the Cherokee Nation Holiday. I'm Brian Warner, your Deputy Principal Chief, and we have had a fantastic day, but it can be a whole lot better if everybody joins together, gets that sense of that Gadugi, hold one another's existence sacred, and let's all enjoy the holiday season together. Wado. Now back to you, Jen.
Wado, Deputy Chief and Crystal, I feel ready to holiday now. Thank you. And finally, we have a special treat for you. Our good friends, the talented Desi and Cody, are in our studio with us. Enjoy.
All right, this song's called Stuck Inside a Daydream.
Sitting on a couch, been stuck in the house too long. Should've read a book, but I stared at the sun all wrong. Went outside, but I really did try too hard. Should've stayed in, and mama pulled the devil card. Stuck inside a daydream. Stuck inside a daydream. Oh. Drew the can clubs while the empress and the fool made love. Champagne in the rain while the politicians wait for blood. Kiss apocalypse, I'll kiss them on the lips instead. Spread all the germs so everybody winds up dead. Stuck inside a daydream. Stuck inside a daydream. Oh. Sunshine shone, the tall flowers are grown all on a blue white day, drifting along on the ancient river Bombay. Stuck inside a daydream. Stuck inside a daydream. Stuck inside a daydream. stuck inside a daydream.
All right.
Thank you so much, Desi and Cody Wadeau. And that is going to do it for us today. We hope you enjoyed our show. Holiday, as we refer to it, has much to offer, so come rested and prepared for anything. Have fun. Cherokees have no word for goodbye. We say, Dodadago Hunt'i. Until we see each other again, Wadeau.